Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and the iPhone XR has been out around 6 months or so, and I've been using it on and off throughout that entire time. I've been switching between this and my iPhone XS Max, and I have to say that I do like this phone quite a lot. Now, you may have seen in my XS Max 6 months later video that I actually dropped my XS Max into water by accident. It was kind of a crazy thing that happened, and I'm going to do a different video about that. If you haven't seen the XS Max 6 months later, you may want to check that out. And this one has been pretty good. Now, I am not using a screen protector or a case most of the time. Sometimes I will use the clear case, but most of the time I don't. And I wanted to show you in bright sunlight outside what it looks like as far as scratches go. So you'll see here, there's not really too much going on in the back. I don't see too many scratches or anything like that. If anything, it would be down at the bottom where it's set down on tables and things. But this aluminum anodized finish is holding up really well. And you'll see if I go around here, it doesn't look bad at all. And there are going to be some scratches on the screen. Let me turn the screen off. But in this bright sunlight, I actually don't see much at all. So the screen is holding up really, really well. And let me turn it on here, unlock it, and it looks great even in bright sunlight like we are right now. Even though I'm shaded, there is bright sunlight, but it looks pretty good. I haven't had any issues with it, although when I switch between, say, the XS Max and this, I do notice that the bezels are a little bit thicker. However, even though the screen resolution is lower, I have no issues with this display at all. You still can't see the pixels, and I think it looks great. For an LCD, it's one of the best displays there's ever been made, I think, at this point. So, as you can see, it works fine. It's going to work great, and I probably should use a case or a screen protector, but I generally use AppleCare for that, so I haven't really had any issues. The speakers still sound great after 6 months. I haven't had any issues with those sounding bad or getting kind of muddy sounding or crackly. Same with the top speaker here as well. No issues there. Now, as far as the battery, it's pretty good. I do run betas on this from time to time, so you'll see 4 hours and 21 minutes, and that's about with 50% battery life left at the end of the day. I've been charging it today, so you'll see it's got 90% now, but over the past few days, 4 hours of screen on time and an hour of screen off time, and easily 50% of battery by the end of the day. So no issues there, and you'll see I'm usually using Twitter and YouTube Studio and things like that. So no issues with that whatsoever. Now, I do occasionally miss 3D Touch if I'm switching from different phones. It's just not here on the home screen, and that's where I used it the most, to use special functions for different apps, but for the most part it's pretty good, and I really don't have many issues there. I've been using this quite happily for the past week or so, on and off, like I said, and I think it's a great phone. In fact, the camera on it is probably my favorite thing. I use this camera for a lot of my videos outside. It's probably one of the best video cameras, and in fact, many people, as long as you have the correct lighting, wouldn't be able to tell the difference between this and a cinema camera unless you have a trained eye for it. So most of the time, you're not going to have an issue. You can see right now, I'm actually recording with a XS Max right now, and you can see the background is blurry. It has a nice look to it. And it's just this current generation of phone cameras is great. So unless you really need that zoom lens, there's not really an issue. And let me go into the camera here, and you'll see even if we zoom here, it's going to look pretty good either way. They did a great job with the digital zoom on this, and then the video camera is probably the best out there. The XS, XS Max, and XR have the best video cameras of any phone. The photo cameras, I would say the Pixel is better, and there are a few other Android phones that are a little bit better. The overall speed is quite good. It's never really slowed down, except for that bug that there's been in settings where it sort of locks up from time to time. But otherwise, there's never been really any issues with this, and that might be due to the lower resolution and the ease of the processor or the graphics processor pushing the pixels. So it seems to be handling the speed just well, no issues whatsoever. Everything is fast and fluid. I've never had any scrolling issues, any problems opening apps or anything else. So that's it for the XR. I think it's a great phone, a great buy, especially if you can get a deal on it somewhere. I think it's definitely worth picking up if you don't want a XS or a XS Max. And one thing I always mention when it comes to the XR is the XR has an LCD display, and it doesn't flicker at about 240 to 250 hertz or 250 times per second. So your eyes actually can be affected by that, like mine are, where the XS and the XS Max with the OLED displays are actually flickering all the time and can cause eye strain and headaches. So unfortunately, I have to deal with that, and the XR relieves that problem. It just doesn't happen when I'm using one of these displays. So if you're having those issues, check that out. That may be affecting you. But that's it for the 10R. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, I'll link this wallpaper in the description as I always do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If not, the other one's okay too. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.